Hello, this is Tebogo Makatu, your host for the Netcampus Technology Fireside Chat. We are on episode 8 of this enlightening series of chats, and would like to invite you to come and listen to our experts as they talk about the myths, the concepts, the issues, the dynamics of technology. And today's topic is about cloud technology. What is it? Why do we have it? What purpose does it serve? And the benefits. So please call your friends, your family, your neighbors to come and listen. It's always important to know what these concepts mean. And as much as sometimes we cannot go into a lot of detail, but definitely we will always strive to bring you awareness and make sure that you understand the basics. So I have two panelists. They are our senior trainers on some of these technologies. And without further ado, I'm going to invite them and make sure that they assist us to understand these concepts. Let me welcome them. They are here, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves. Hi.
How are you?
How are you? Are you good? Chris?
I'm good.
Hi, how are you?
No, perfect. We are good. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. And as you introduce yourself, I'd like you to also tell us a bit about your experience in the space, what you do, before we go into the actual content of our topic for today. Let's start with you, Chris.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Christian Simigo Edward. I work for Netcampus as a facilitator. I deliver different type of vendor-based course that we normally offer here at Netcampus. I deliver AWS courses from the fundamental level to the professional level. And as AWS authorized instructor, and I was given as a champion just 1 year back. So I am the AWS authorized instructor champion. And also I do deliver Microsoft courses. So as a Microsoft certified trainer, I also deliver from the fundamental level to the advanced level.
Perfect.
I do also deliver other courses, which actually I'm not going to go in detail to them.
No, great.
So I've been working for Netcampus almost now 6 years.
Only? Are you sure?
Okay, 7 years. Yeah, 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 years. So my daily duty is to facilitate.
Yeah.
So every day, every week, have courses, different courses.
Yeah.
But before also I joined Netcampus, I used to work on the infrastructure side. So I worked for Vodacom. I worked
Don't
also,
call other people's names here.
Okay, I worked
You work for other people.
for other people.
Great. No, lovely. Thank you, Chris. And the reason I'm saying I can't believe that it's 6 or 7 years, because I remember, it's absolutely more. One of the programs that we were doing in Mahalis, and it was definitely more than 7 years ago.
2017.
Yes,
Yes.
and now we are on 2026.
2026.
So you see, I remember.
More than that.
Perfect. Yeah. Great. And we also have Ndata Rakopala.
Yes.
Are you good?
I'm good, ma'am.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Samal Rakopala.
Yeah.
So I'm also a facilitator within Netcampus and Umbrella. And I've been with Netcampus since...
That years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started as internships, and then today we're facilitators in the environment within the technologies. Right?
Yeah.
And I started as a technician, right? From moving around with a plier, fixing cables.
Yeah, you did start in the IT department, I remember.
Now we're talking about the infrastructure actually,
Yeah.
the actual cloud environment where now
Yes.
we are now.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. It's good to see progress. And I must say, when you came here, you were looking different. I won't say how, but definitely you've grown in leaps and bounds, and we appreciate your presence and what you are doing for our delegates, our students, and so on. So, just as a kickoff, basic, and I know you guys are very passionate about these concepts, so please don't confuse us. Keep it basic. We just want to know on an awareness level, but also to remove confusion, because we always hear these concepts. For instance, cloud. I know that cloud is in the sky is blue, but more and more in the technology space, we've heard about cloud. So basic terms. What is it? What is cloud technology? Chris?
Cloud, it's kicked off through delivering computing service over the internet. So those services include databases, include network, servers. So the main challenge there, or we can say what push actually, for instance, customers, organization to learn this technology or cloud computing is cost optimization. For instance, I can say that, for example, if we go back before the cloud, that organization, they used to spend a lot of money to buy the network infrastructure or to build their data center. You call it a server room. So you find that they need to buy maybe 6 servers, 10 servers and above, the network equipment and so forth. So they spend a lot of money. So now during once cloud computing started, means that organization, companies, or customers now, they are able, for instance, to move to the cloud due to reduce costs.
Yeah.
Rather than investing a lot of money to buy equipment,
Yes.
you just pay as you use. Means that if you, for instance, you have application that they are running on premises, then you want to run them on the cloud, means that you're just going to pay the way. It means if you, for example, let me just make an example of AWS. That if you have a server on premises that is running your application, now, if you calculate the cost that you're spending, including maybe the powers and everything that they're happening within your own premises. Now, when you move, for instance, to AWS, you create maybe an EC2 instance that is a cost effective that you can only run when you use it.
Okay.
And then when you stop using it, you also stop paying it. It
Oh,
means
that's smart.
you save a lot.
Yeah.
And that also is not just that. There is also another factor like scalability. When we look on the on-premises, the old environment that we have, or organization, a company has, it's like it's very difficult, for instance, to create things like disaster recovery. That if, let's say, you're running your services or applications, maybe they're running on 6 servers or 20 servers. To create a disaster recovery, then you need to make a duplicate of it. So you need to have 20 for the live environment and 20 for disaster recovery, which also it increases a lot of cost maintenance as well within the organization. But now with cloud, so you have the ability actually to choose, because when we look on the region construct of the cloud, that all the cloud vendors, they build data centers across the world.
Okay.
So you could say, for instance, that if I'm in South Africa, I would say I can use South African region as, let's say, as a live environment, and then I can use another region from another country as a disaster recovery.
Oh, perfect.
And then I'll be able now to the services from the primary or the live environment able to replicate automatically to the second region. So because this region are built in such a way that they synchronize the data among them. We call it a region peering.
Yeah.
That each region is connected to another region.
Oh,
each
perfect.
region connected to another region.
Yeah.
So for organization to move to the cloud, they're going to save a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also they're going to, it's going to help also something called, like I mentioned, scalability, that they are able to shrink and expand. It means that if you
So now
started...
you're already very far.
Yes.
I wanted the basic
The
first.
basic, okay.
Yeah, so we will come to that. But I think, there's also a lot of common misconceptions around cloud. I think when I came into the sector, there were a lot of servers. If you didn't have a server, you were not the person,
Yes.
and people have moved away from that. I just want to know, but I do know some of the large organizations are also very slow to move to the cloud. And to Sam, I just want to know what is causing that, and how can you balance, cloud, on-prem, and on-prem means the actual servers. And here I'm thinking security, physical security, cyber security, things like that. Can you just touch on those things?
Yes. So there's quite a number of issues, right?
Yeah.
That applies to most organizations,
Yeah.
and hesitate them not to even go to cloud, right? One of the other challenges that we face is data sovereignty. Right?
Okay.
Now, we have an issue that we go to cloud, we don't own cloud.
What do you when you say we, you mean?
I mean, as an
Me and
organization,
you.
yes.
Oh, as an organization.
As an organization, we
or
don't
you
own
trust
cloud.
somebody to.
So cloud is owned by the provider, right? So that could be Microsoft, that could be AWS, that could be Huawei, that could be whoever,
Google,
right?
yeah.
So they own the cloud platform. We go to them,
Yes.
and then we get services from them. So what they offer from there is that they can offer multiple products, multiple services, right? Based on what they offer, we get from there, right?
Yeah.
And then that's where now we hesitate mostly, like, or if I go to cloud, now my data, is it safe? My data, is it even secure? And that creates a hint and hold people back to not even go to cloud.
Yeah.
And to avoid that, that's when now we can even go back and say, as organization, we get the end product.
Yes.
We don't own the environment. So there.
So now to even make matters worse, I can imagine the big concern is that a lot of these organizations are not even South African, right?
Right.
Are there South African providers of cloud? I'm sure maybe they could be smaller.
They could be smaller, not yet well.
Yeah,
in the
well
world
known.
it is.
Yeah. Sorry, you can continue. Let me
Yeah.
not disturb.
So yeah, I was saying, because of we mostly hesitate going to cloud, and because of issues like data sovereignty, issues like if something goes wrong to cloud,
Yes.
are we even going to even have the ability to fix it? Because that's where now, picture where we get service from cloud, then we've got network issues.
Yes.
Now what happens? But because of it's not
you
part-
can't even fly or
can't even
take
go there.
a
You can't.
ship and
The
go
only
across
thing-
the ocean.
The only thing we can even agree to is the agreement between the provider and us, based on what we agreed on. And if the provider says we can offer you about 99.9% of the resources based on the SLA and all of that, that's what we get. And if something goes wrong, we go hold back to the SLA and say, we agreed on this. And us as an organization, it could even affected us with millions.
Can you tell me something, and maybe both of you can comment on this? Have you seen live examples of environments failing, and I'm not even touching more on the cybersecurity side. I'm more on the cloud. What you're saying that we're depending on somebody. Has it ever happened that a provider, you can't find them or you can't find your information?
No. So there was an incident, I think about last year early, where there was a issue around airport with
Airports company. Okay.
airport, and it caused a big spike. And that incident, I think there was with CrowdStrike, and there was Microsoft, and there were
CrowdStrike is the technology.
is a technology, and there
Oh,
was an
never
incident
heard of
around
that.
that. Right?
Okay.
And that did create a delay. That created a delay on most of Microsoft services. They were down. I think we also were down for about
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
we were down, and based on that, us being down, we are losing at that moment. We have to hold meetings. We have to close deals. And we are relying on the provider.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so a lot of it, it inherently there's a security issue here.
Yes.
Okay, no, that's perfect. So now so Aseva still sold, by the way, just as an interest,
Yes. So they are still there. They're still
but the business has gone down.
much active. And they're still much active because of the hint that we're forcing people not to go to cloud.
Yes.
Right? So mostly what organizations mostly do, they engage with a hybrid environment.
Yes.
Right? Where now cloud and on-premises services, they coexist as one.
Yeah.
So most resources that are sincere and that we rely on daily, mostly they put that locally on the on-premises. And services, some of them we put them on cloud.
Yeah.
Now we can put, for example, Teams on cloud. We can put certain internal applications on cloud. But when it comes to real data, we can put that to local environment.
Okay.
So that even if tomorrow we know that cloud, it may fail us or it may not fail us, but we know that we do have our data locally that we can rely on, no matter the scenario, whatever the case it may be, we can interact with it.
Yeah.
And that also boosts continuously throughout business environment.
Yeah.
And we're not even, may be affected, but there's still continuation in the process.
Yes.
So mostly we engage in this hybrid environment where both of them, cloud and local, they coexist as one.
Yeah. I'm sure. I think that's very common in the banking space, and in the telco space, and in all those, especially the massive organizations. I'm sure there's core information that they wouldn't want to
Most
leave
definitely.
somewhere
Most
out there in the cloud.
Most
Yeah. So now, coming to your point, Chris, earlier on, you talked about the cloud being backed up somewhere. I take it that's overseas. Where is it? Do you have any cloud? I don't know. I want to say it correctly. Please correct me. You don't call it a cloud premise. It's not the premises. It's cloud. So where are these things? So where is this cloud? Maybe let me just ask a basic question. Where is it?
Normally, it's when an organization or a company decides to move to the cloud.
Yes.
So there are a few things also they need to be in place between the cloud provider and the organization. There is a framework called shared responsibility model.
Okay.
So when we look on the shared responsibility model, means that if you are an organization,
Yes.
you are in a journey to move to the cloud. So you need to understand what are your responsibility in the cloud.
Yeah.
And you need to understand what are the responsibility of the cloud provider.
Yes.
So if I say that I'm moving my database to the cloud, if anything happened to my database in the cloud, who is to blame?
Yeah.
Is it you or the cloud provider? So there is a framework that it shows that what exactly is your responsibility in the cloud and what actually the cloud provider is responsible for. For example, I can say the cloud provider, they build the data center. They provide security of the data center.
So the cloud is a data center.
It's a data center.
Okay. Now you're explaining to me it's not somewhere there. It's a physical place.
So,
And it's a concept, but it resides somewhere.
yes, for you to understand well is when we talk about the cloud. So, and we have multiple cloud providers
Yeah.
that they provide services and resources to clients. So when we look on the global infrastructure of each cloud provider,
Yeah.
they start with the region.
Yes.
A region is a physical, called a geographic location. A region could be a country.
Yes.
A region could be a province. Then within the region, they build multiple data centers. So, and we talk about data centers means that a building filled with servers, filled with enough power for redundancy, the networking, and that's where exactly the application, the database will be running in there. Because cloud, it's built with the high availability. What does it mean? It means that between the data center, a cloud provider can build 2 or 3 data centers.
Yeah.
And those data centers actually, they are connected to each other, which means that those data centers, they are split into availability zone. That you'll have the first availability zone and the second availability zone. Means that if you're running your service on the first availability zone, then it replicates to the second availability zone, which means that if the first availability zone maybe it happened, there is a power failure or anything, it means you are still able to get your service or resources on the second availability zone.
Okay.
So that actually still is your choice as an organization or company, because there could be also some fee that you pay to duplicate your application or service into environment, but the fee is not that high. But there are some services actually within the cloud offered by the cloud provider. They are already built in with the high availability.
Yeah.
So the moment you start using it, it replicates to different availability zone. You don't pay even a single rent. So it means that if
You
one
sound like you own a cloud, what is it, data center business. You basically, I think you understand it, you're passionate about it. But I'm sure the model also depends, or rather, when there's a lot of people using this scalability, then they can make money. If you were one organization, you definitely would not, afford. I'm sure there would be affordability issues, but yeah, no. So I think it does make sense to me, and I get it, as a concept, and I'm hoping everybody who'll be listening to you will start to understand, because these terms can be very confusing. And maybe lastly, on the explanations of some of these concepts, can you, Sam, maybe quickly also explain to us the public versus private cloud? What is that?
Cloud is gaining resources over the internet.
Okay.
Right? Now, what are those resources? Right? And that's where we look in terms of your servers,
Yes.
your storage units, those are resources. Right? Now, we own that as an organization. And that's where now public and private comes in, or public and private cloud. Through private cloud, that's us, that's an organization that owns the resources, provide the resources to their organization for their organization. As Netcampus as we are, we can have our own mini cloud services.
Okay.
That's private. We own it. If tomorrow we are responsible for everything, maintenance and cost and everything around that, and everything we're responsible for it. And the personnels and this everything we're responsible for that. Right? And that's when now private clouding comes in. Right? And then we get access to, or there's another concept which is hybrid.
Okay.
Hybrid, that's when now both coexist. And then there is public. Now, with the public cloud service, that's where now we're saying it's where now we can be able to gain access to resources.
Yeah.
However, we don't have ownership to it.
Yeah.
It has been provided, like your Microsoft, like your AWS. They're the providers.
Yeah.
And they're the one who are, they will take responsibility to maintain the service, maintain the product, and maintain everything from it. And the good thing is public because of it's everybody anywhere in the world can access it. The fact that you've got internet, you can access it anywhere.
Yeah.
And when you gain access, that means that we all have independent slots within that public cloud environment.
Yeah.
Unlike where it's private, where you have to be within Netcampus, you have to be within this networking, or you must have a certain account for you to gain access to that environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's, and that's where we see those two differences.
Yeah. And so I'm interested to know if and a lot of organizations these days obviously are on the cloud, or they've moved part of their information to the cloud. But typically, what would the process be if you wanted to move your information to the cloud? How do you contact Microsoft, or what do you do?
No, actually, we can do it ourselves, and that's where migration comes in, where we can move some of the services from on-premises to cloud.
Okay.
And we can use the concept lift and shift, right? Where we can be able to take the application as it is, without changing the code, without changing anything, take it as it is and move it to cloud.
You yourself, you do that?
Ourselves, we do that.
So you also teach people how to do it. Where are these concepts taught? Which courses are these now?
So we got a variety from different technologies,
Yeah.
right? Now, one can say we are moving within Microsoft.
Okay.
For example, they are running Microsoft, they want to use Microsoft services, and they want to move some of the services to a total platform, right? And then that's where we can be able to do courses like AZ 305.
Well, you start at 900.
AZ, yes, of course, with the fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
And then you do AZ
the 104.
104.
Yeah.
And then in those courses, that's where now we'll be able to talk more in terms of the migration services, about how we do that actually, and actually having a hands-on lab where you can literally do it.
Yeah,
and
you
move
practice.
and you lift and shift it and do the whole thing.
Is that what you do in class? You show them exactly how to do it. Yeah. No, perfect. And in AWS, what are the courses there that do exactly that?
Yeah, on AWS as well is can do, for instance, start with the basic first, like AWS Cloud Practitioner. Yeah, practitioner.
There's no fundamentals in AWS.
That's a fundamental.
Practitioner is a fundamental. Oh, okay.
Practitioner, and then they can move from there, for instance, to AWS Technical Essential to get on some hands-on experience with AWS services. Yeah, and from there they can move on to architecting. I call it architecting on AWS, which it actually teaches them how to build an infrastructure first on AWS environment. Yes, and from there, then they can just move to advanced, or they can move to DevOps. So if they're looking for development, they can also go for development. But also AWS do have customized course specifically only for migration. Yeah. Just they learn how to use migration service when they're migrating their service from on-premises to AWS environment. But they need to have a knowledge first of the AWS infrastructure, how to configure it, how to maintain it, and also how to protect the information that they're going to move them to AWS.
No, beautiful. No, thank you. I think as a basic and a foundation of a discussion, that really clarifies a whole lot for me. I think for the benefit of the viewers or listeners, it's just important to understand the concepts. Yes. Because you don't know what you don't know. And that's the whole point of this series, to make sure that at least people understand the basics, and then they can decide whether they go left or right. But in your career, or even if you want to cross-skill, trans-skill, you will not be able to do that if you don't understand the concepts. And so, thank you very much for that. We are going to take a break, and we'll come back in a few minutes to continue with our interesting discussion. Thank you so much. As we take a break, we will come back and we will continue on this interesting topic of cloud technologies, and hoping that it is equally enlightening for you as it is for me. Thank you.
Netcampus, unlocking potential.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, professionals, students, and future innovators. It is a pleasure to share with you today an exciting opportunity that can help transform careers, develop in-demand skills, and prepare individuals and organizations for the future of technology. Cloud computing and artificial intelligence are no longer optional technologies. They are driving innovation, business growth, and digital transformation across every industry. Organizations worldwide are seeking professionals who possess the skills to design, manage, secure, and innovate using cloud platforms and modern AI technologies. That is why I am proud to introduce Netcampus's AWS Cloud, AI, and Certification Special, designed to help learners upskill, certify, and accelerate their careers. For a limited time, participants can take advantage of 25% off selected AWS training courses and 50% off AWS certification exams. This special promotion makes world-class training and professional certification more accessible than ever before. At Netcampus, we offer a range of industry-leading learning pathways. For those beginning their cloud journey, AWS Cloud Practitioner Essentials provides a solid foundation in cloud concepts, AWS core services, security, architecture, pricing, and support. It is a perfect starting point for both technical and non-technical professionals. For aspiring and experienced architects, Architecting on AWS teaches best practices for building secure, reliable, high-performing, and cost-effective cloud solutions that meet modern business demands. Operations professionals can benefit from cloud operations on AWS, where they will learn how to deploy, manage, monitor, and support workloads in real-world cloud environments. As artificial intelligence continues to reshape industries, learners can explore AWS generative AI fundamentals, gaining valuable insight into foundation models, prompt engineering, and Amazon Bedrock to develop innovative AI-powered solutions. And for those looking to stay ahead of emerging trends, AWS Agentic AI Foundation introduces the exciting world of autonomous AI agents, intelligent workflows, and advanced AWS services that enable goal-driven AI solutions. But what truly sets Netcampus apart? We are an AWS-authorized advanced training partner, delivering training through certified AWS instructors with extensive industry experience. Our programs include practical, hands-on labs, flexible learning options, exam preparation support, and training that aligns with globally recognized industry standards. Whether you are an IT professional, a cloud practitioner, a solutions architect, an operations engineer, an AI enthusiast, a business or technology leader, a student, or someone looking to change careers, there is a learning path designed for you. Today's technology landscape rewards those who continue learning. The skills you invest in today can open doors to new opportunities, higher earning potential, professional growth, and leadership in digital economy. So I encourage you to seize this opportunity, build your cloud skills, master AI, validate your expertise through globally recognized AWS certifications. Remember, for a limited time, you can enjoy 25% off AWS training courses and 50% off AWS certification exams. To learn more or to enroll, contact Netcampus at aws@netcampus.co.za. Learn AWS, embrace AI, get certified, save more with Netcampus. Together, let's build the future.
Welcome back to the Netcampus Technology Fireside Chat, episode 8. As you heard earlier, we're talking about cloud technologies. But yeah, we really would like to have you comment on our series, on the on the episodes that we are running. Just also like, share, and comment to make sure that we know that we are answering the questions that you have. Our socials are Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and on YouTube we are on Netcampus Info 2267. Just invite as many people as possible, because we have found out that even graduates, IT graduates, sometimes don't know some of the concepts across the board. They tend to specialize in one area, but we also need them to understand more concepts. So before we took a break, we were talking about how then do you migrate to the cloud and so on, and I'm interested to find out from my colleagues here, what are the most ridiculous misconceptions that you've heard from people about cloud technologies? I know I had my own misconceptions, and I'm sure in class on day one you hear, very ridiculous comments. What are those, Chris?
Yeah, I had once a class I was delivering actually just AWS Cloud Practitioner, and then we got to the point talking about how an organization can optimize cost in the cloud. So, and we looked on the different type of services that customers can use in the cloud, and we also looked on the prices. So we ran an estimation of a workload that if you run on the AWS cloud, how much are you going to pay, or the company will be paying monthly, or whatever they decide to pay is going to cost how much when they run those applications. So now after that, then one of the students was like, the cost is too high.
Without you going into the cost themselves.
Say the cost is too high, because if I look now, this is amount of money we're going to pay for a month. That's a lot. So there is no different now with running the applications on premises. And I said, okay, because cloud vendors like AWS, they also look into the customers, how they're going to spend in the cloud. So that's where actually they introduced things like spot instances.
Okay.
And they introduced things like reserved instances. They introduced like saving plans. Means that as a customer, you are able to save while you're using the services. So rather than spending like upfront, like you purchase resource, then you can save in the cloud. Like it's a there's a certain commitment that you need to have between you as a customer and the cloud provider. So for example, let's say maybe you want to run a workload for 24/7, or for 3 days, or for 6 months, or for a year. So it means you choose actually the services based on how do you want to run the workload, and what exactly are the resources that you're going to run within that specific instance. Because the heavy workload, it means that we're also going to make you to pay more, because it requires a lot of resources, because you'll need more memory, more CPU, you will need more storages. So the more capacity of the instance, the more you pay. So now if you use, for instance, spot instance, you're going to save. Though it's a commitment that you need to have an agreement with the cloud provider for 2 to 3 years. That I want to use these resources for 3 years, so I need a discount. Or if you want, for instance, you just want to run a project made for just a month,
Yeah.
and you don't want to spend a lot of money,
Yes.
then you can use like spot instance,
Okay.
that you can bid for unused resources in the cloud, which they are cheaper.
Yes.
So you can acquire a lot of resources in the very cheap price, and then you can run for that period that you want to run your project. But there is a catch there.
Yeah.
The catch is, do you know that catch?
So the aim is know what you're doing,
Oh.
because if you
So there's
do,
no time to try it
no,
out.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Everything is based on bill. So,
Yeah.
so if we create something and we're unsure about it, money goes.
Yes.
So misconfiguration, there's no space for that. So
Yeah.
to avoid a high bill, we need to make sure that configuration are always spot on.
And you must come to class to understand what you're doing.
Exactly.
You know, I'm very surprised, and it's pleasantly surprised that there's a big part of billing that you guys cover in class. And I did not necessarily know that. But I guess it's just, such as life. If you going through life not sure, you're wasting time, you're wasting money, you're wasting opportunities and so on. So in this instance as well, if you are going to be trying while you are, and also I guess if you are trying and you are trying with real data, you also run the risk of data breaches and things like that, I guess. So it's not only are you wasting money, you also risking the basically your security.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ideally is when we're in class, right? That's when now we'll be able to take you through the process,
Yeah.
take you through the course, take you
Yeah.
through the lab. And
Okay.
in the lab, that's when now we'll be able to literally do everything and practice everything before you go live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you go live, have and see how it's done before you go live in the real environment.
Yeah.
And in that way, you avoid things like misconfiguration, things like data breaches, things like high bill that you hit $1 million in a bill in a month, and you're like, okay, how did I get there? Because
Yeah.
of misconfiguration that were done.
Tell me, how much of what you do is theory and how much of it is these labs that you're talking about?
So it depends with the course, right?
Yeah.
So some courses, they are 100% theory. Some of them you hit 70 practical.
I'm sure the higher you
30%.
go, it's more
Yes.
practical.
So they do
And when they do these practicals, you are literally there to assist.
all the time.
They're always
All
there
the
to
time.
assist.
All the time.
Because
Okay.
some students find that they're not familiar with the interface.
Yes.
They know what they're doing, but they're not familiar with the lab environment.
Yeah.
So you just need to take them through first the lab environment, at
Yeah.
least before even they start doing the lab.
Yeah.
And then once they understand, they're familiar with the lab environment, and then you can start guiding them slowly from one lab to another,
Yeah.
and also explaining what this lab has to do, or what impact it has with your real life when you're running your application in your organization.
Yeah.
So we just take them through slowly until it's
So does the lab environment emulate a bit of real life?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Actually-
But when they leave here, there's no Sam, there's no Chris.
No.
What happens?
So once they leave, it depends because most of the time when you're in class, sometimes we help them and we end up having a form of a relationship with them.
Yes. Okay.
So when they get to the real life environment, some of them, they do reach out.
Okay.
Some, they're okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's when,
Yeah, and I guess I've heard that you also do have these one day, half day workshops
Yes.
to also assist for them to be ready for the international exams.
Yes.
Because for them for us to know, or their employer to understand that they actually understand their environment, it's a good thing for them to write and pass their international certifications.
And also another thing which is good is we give them enough time
Yes.
to practice the lab, because some vendors lab hoster that we use,
Yeah.
they give them almost 6 months.
Oh, before they write.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it means that they have time, because what they do in the lab, they interacting with the service, and
Yes.
that the same service they're going to interact with it in their organization.
Yes.
So if they know how to build a service in the lab, automatically they're able to build a service in their organization too.
Yeah.
But there could be maybe that some few technical things that
Yes.
maybe they might need an advice from us. They always reach out to
No,
us.
perfect.
And especially with the exam based.
Yes.
That's where, because there's a difference between the real life environment
Yes.
and the exam. Those, well, they are the same, but there's two different complete things.
Yeah.
In the real life environment, it's about, okay, what do I want? Let me do it. Right? In the exam, it's all about terminologies.
Yes.
And the scenarios behind the terminologies. Right? And that's where now those workshop comes in.
Yes.
And we try all means to align the concept, align the terminology within the scenario.
Yes.
So that
yes.
when they're in the exam or when they go for that exam, it could be something that they can interact with.
Yes.
It's something that they can be able to say, okay, but this is something that you can find yourself in the whole scenario.
Yeah.
And then that way you can be able to come back and say, you know,
Yeah.
even though it's not easy.
Yes.
It's not easy.
No, of course, and yeah, it's not meant to scare anyone, but it's not easy.
You find that a student knows, understand his knowledge, the concept, everything, and then go to the exam, become nervous.
Yeah. And
Yeah, so you help them
Nervous,
to
then-
relax.
Yes, to relax.
Yeah. No, beautiful. I just want us to now move over and talk about other concepts that are or they sound very common, but I think you guys can assist us to understand. Well, the first one, you did mention a lot of disaster recovery. I don't want to assume that everybody knows what is that. Two, you also talked about data breaches. Also, again, I don't want to assume that everybody knows, and I understand there's a lot of cybersecurity alignment, but again, in this world, everything just also aligns to each other. So maybe just explain to me those two concepts. Maybe you can talk about data breaches and you can talk about disaster recovery. What is that? What does it entail? And how is it linked to this topic specifically? Yeah. Chris?
Yes, data breaches can happen anytime on any organization.
Even on our phones.
Yes,
Oh, my word.
of course. So, but when we look on the cloud, for instance, because everything is accessed through the internet.
Yes.
It means, in this simple, I can say everything is not safe because you access through the internet. But now, when we look on the cloud providers, they always actually try to secure first their data centers. And then I'm going to touch a bit something I mentioned earlier called the shared responsibility.
Yes. Shared
So
responsibility,
basically, that is all about who is responsible of security, who is responsible of the cloud security, and who is responsible of what is run in the cloud. So if you as a customer now, you running your application, everything in, you are responsible for your application, for anything that is running in the cloud. You are responsible for. Now, when we talk about security, means that there are different services. Each cloud provider, they actually provide to protect things like user identities, to protect data. For example, we can use this service called identity and access management. That it allows, for example, for an organization to grant user something called following the principle of least privilege. That you only access what you intend to access, not otherwise.
So these people who like to see other people's stories,
they won't be able to
I can imagine there will be people who are specifically targeted, who've got confidential information and IP. So you basically making sure that those are secure.
Yes, but also we look on different layer when we talk about security in the cloud. So we talk about identities when the user are accessing the services on the cloud.
Yeah.
And that's where identity and access management come in play. Now, when we look on the data, where the data is stored, there are also different type of encryption that they are already built in, that each data that is stored there is automatically encrypted by using different encryption service that each cloud vendor they do have. But still, because it's data breach, because when we talk about hackers, they desperately looking for information anywhere. You know, so they can gain access by using different methods. So it means that they looked onto the something called defense in depth. Defense in depth means that you need to
so and all of this is in
security.
it's security, but it's in the cloud. So there's a lot of cloud and security that is happening together.
Exactly. So it means that you create a security layer within the cloud. Because when we talk about the cloud is a multi-tenant. It means you find, for instance, like on the service provider.
Sorry, you said MED.
Sorry?
You said what tenant?
I'm saying it's multi-tenant. Multi-tenant.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Multi-tenant means that as an organization or a company, you share this, share resources, or sorry, you share the hardware of the service provider. So it's like Mr. Sam will using a specific server to run the application in the cloud. I'm also going to use the same server, but with different partitions. You know, so it means that everything that is running there, I'm responsible for security of my information within the same server, and Sam also is responsible for his application server on the same server as well. And that's what they created the defense in depth, that each layer you need to create security. So you start on the application, then to be security, on the data layer security, on the network and security, until where you actually storing your data. But not physically. Physically already is secured by the service provider.
Unless I break into your premises and steal the servers.
So
it happens. Does it happen like that? Really?
It does happen. Anything can happen.
Yes. Okay. Because like they say, data is the actual asset right now. Okay.
And another thing that actually is common now, which actually is it provides an extra layer of protection, and specifically in the cloud, is a multi-factor authentication. So multi-factor authentication, at least, is now it provides a layer that if
at least that one I know.
You know,
because IT is on our side. They don't allow us to live with that multi-factor authentication.
Multi-factor authentication.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. No, thank you. So, Sam, if you can just also in basic format or explain to us this disaster recovery situation. I don't want to assume that I know, although I can assume that this is what it's all about.
So from what he said, right, on data breach, now we get attacked. God forbid.
We pray ever. We bind that spirit of attack.
We lose our data. and now they're coming back with any the form of attack that we choose. They can come back and say, can I have this amount of dollars? Can it be sent to this amount of this dollar, to this Bitcoin number, to this? And we don't know what they have, and we don't know how much they took to that level. Right? So we always have to mitigate risks. So if we go to cloud, we need to mitigate the risk. That, okay, we don't own the environment. And as an organization, we can't just say we don't own it, but let's utilize it. We need to mitigate the risks. And that's where now one of the things that we can look in is disaster recovery. Now, before you even say disaster recovery, let's do a backup.
Yes.
We need to back up everything we have from OneDrive to everything. We need to back it up.
Yeah.
And once we back that up, now we can be able to say, here's our actual data backed up. In terms of any fault, if there's going to be any issue or whatever, we can be able to bring back and brutalize this data back.
There is something
and
that
then-
was trending called ransomware.
Yeah, ransomware. I've heard about that.
Yes. So if that happens, or
Yeah.
if that, now we can be able to bring disaster recovery into the process
Sure.
and retrieve the data that we have backed up that we may have lost.
Yes. Yes.
But disaster recovery only occurs if there is a backup.
yes.
No backup, no disaster
And
recovery.
it can be on the cloud, can be physically
can be-
elsewhere, it can be hybrid.
So this way now the designer must come in.
Oh.
The one who goes to cloud and say, yes, let's go to
Is
cloud.
this like a CIO of the organization or?
The architect.
Yeah. Oh.
The architect. So he must be able to design how the environment should look like from cloud to on-premises. right?
Yes.
So most best setup scenario is that let's bring the resources or let's bring the data locally on the
Yes.
on-premises, so that even if we do lose it, we can be able to recover it because we own it, we have it locally on premises.
So is this now got to do with, or rather, what difference between that and cloud engineering?
So
Are they aligned?
so the designer, he does the architect.
Uh-huh.
He's the one who define how we can go to cloud
Yeah.
and to what services need to be utilized within cloud.
Yeah.
And that should also correlate with the business objective
Yes.
of what we do, what we have, what we run on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He does that. Now the engineer comes in, and that's when the engineer implements from the design itself.
Okay.
And-
So, but you obviously, for you to be an architect, well, in my mind, it follows that you must be an engineer first before you start becoming an architect. Am I right? No.
It will
Oh, it's
depend.
two different
It
paths.
depends in terms of
Ah.
because we've got role-based services within Microsoft, right? Where
Oh, so it's like in real life where an architect draws, then the engineer.
comes in and then they implement the whole drawing into
But
reality.
cloud architects also they draw.
Yes. Yes.
They draw the infrastructure that
Yeah,
where
what
exactly
it
the
must
architects
look
are going
like.
to run. Yes.
Okay.
Before they start designing using a computer, they start first with the pen and a paper, and
Yeah.
then you design. After that, you move to
Yeah.
the computer. Now you design that environment, and from designing now you implement it.
So the courses that you guys do in this cloud cloud technologies, they have cloud architecture in
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with the other architecture
No.
courses that we run?
No.
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 Okay.
So each and every vendor they've got their own architecture
Okay.
filled with it.
Yeah.
You've got AWS, there's architecture for AWS
Okay, I
services.
see.
Got Microsoft, there's Microsoft architecture for Microsoft services.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go to Google, they've got their own, and so forth and
Yeah.
so forth. So,
Yeah.
and being an architect, or you being the architect of the environment, you can be able to move in between
Yeah.
technologies.
Yes.
So if I can define or I can draw the environment from within AWS, I can do that in Microsoft.
yes.
I can do that in Google Cloud Service.
Yeah.
I can do that in any of those technologies.
Yeah. Okay. No, interesting.
So I think also disaster recovery is doesn't only focus on backup. It
Yeah.
also help for an organization to build the high availability of their environment, because you as an organization you can't depend only the live system
Yes.
without having something aside.
Yeah.
So if the live system goes off, then what next?
Yeah.
Then we start looking at each other.
Yeah.
So now if the live system goes off, then there needs to be a mechanism that now can bring out now the disaster recovery.
Yeah.
So while the engineers, they are busy fixing the live,
Yeah.
then the business, it carry on by using the disaster recovery.
Yes.
And now when a ransomware now gain access to the disaster recovery or on the live environment, that's where the backup can be playing.
Yes.
That if they delete the data, then we also have a backup somewhere.
Yeah.
So they lock the data, we delete, we bring the data from the backup, we
Yeah.
restore it, the business
Continues. That's smart. That's smart. I'm sure. It's a way to make sure that you have a backup, such as life. We always told, don't invest in one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Just one bucket.
Okay.
If that bucket fall,
yeah,
then you fall.
you have other eggs somewhere. Okay. No, perfect. So I think we more or less understand what this whole cloud technologies are all about. For me, honestly, the biggest thing in my mind was, where is this cloud? Is it a physical place? Because when I look at the sky, I see real clouds. I don't see any data or anything. So, but it really does, explain to me what it's all about. What is very interesting also is that concepts run into each other. There's a lot of cybersecurity. I'm sure all these people must work together to
That's
make
true.
this successful. It's one team, although some will specialize in something and others will specialize in something. And it is clear even in our courses that some courses are prerequisites to others, even though you might branch into cybersecurity. But a basic course is a basic course. I'm sure is at 900 before you go to is at 300 or 400. You must, all of us do is at 900 just to understand what we're talking about. So no, as a parting shot, what would you like to share with our viewers as we close our discussion? Chris?
Well, for customers for viewers that are watching this, I encourage them just to come and experience what exactly we're talking about here. So they can come and enroll for Microsoft courses, specifically for Microsoft Azure Cloud, for Microsoft 365. They can also enroll for AWS Cloud courses, that they can start with the fundamental like AWS Cloud Practitioner, and then they move until what exactly they're looking for. But sometimes you might find out that they also have questions that they been having those questions for long, and they never even found a solution how to do this, how to implement that. So Netcampus, they just come to Netcampus, they'll find us, and then we will show them exactly how it needs to be done, and we also support them. And if they also like to be certified exactly as for a specific course or specific role, they are able to write the exams after the course, and we'll support them, we'll prepare them, and they'll be able also to implement in their organization. They'll be able also to maintain their infrastructure, either they are running on premises, they are preparing to move to the cloud. So, and actually they are real welcome to Netcampus. If they want to see Christian physically, and then we'll
and Christian is very handsome.
Yes.
You can see him. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Sam?
So cloud it's moving.
Yes.
Right? It's every day developing, right? So we used to have infrastructure. Now we've got cloud. From cloud, we need to go to the next. So the way it's moving, AI, it's what's now coming within cloud also.
Oh, yeah.
So we can have cloud, but AI now is in the picture. Automation is in the picture. And there's a lot of things that we can be able to use AI and be able to interact them within our cloud environment.
Yes.
Where I don't have to be there 24/7. I can be able to automate some of my services and just rest. And it's just it like, so they must come through and then
You'll show them how.
we can be able to integrate those two things.
No,
So
perfect. I
if
think,
actually,
yeah.
for instance, they are looking to understand how this AI evolved from machine learning,
Yeah.
call it from traditional machine learning
Yeah.
to deep learning, generative AI, now agentic AI. So if they want to understand
Yes.
what exactly is that and how they can use it to modernize their infrastructure, they are most welcome to Netcampus.
No, perfect. I feel like that's an episode on its own. But yeah, definitely. I think AI obviously has put a spanner in the wheels, and so it would be interesting and important to understand what and how does it affect cloud technologies. No, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this, and I'm glad that I didn't have to pay for this, free session. But yeah, our viewers and our listeners, you also welcome to come and hear for yourself. We run a number of workshops, a number of webinars where, these gentlemen and many others that facilitate these sessions can share more of what they know. They run a lot of master classes as well. Obviously, if you want to go into class as well, you're welcome. You're welcome to send your an email to info@netcampus.com. You can also contact us through our socials on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as on LinkedIn. We will certainly come back to you on your queries. We are based in Centurion, in Fourways Design Quarter, and in Cape Town. We do have our contact details there, but you're welcome to phone us. Our website is very, very interactive. It is www.netcampus.com. And if you certainly want to ask questions on this episode directly, you can ask questions or comment on our YouTube channel, which runs this technology fireside chat. It is Netcampus Info 2267. We really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you want us to run any topics of your interest, and we do run business on that, certainly we will look at providing you with more information. Please share, like, comment, and share to all your people, your neighbors, your friends, your WhatsApp groups that you belong to. The more you comment and the more you share, the more we know that we are relevant and these topics are definitely adding value to your life. We want to thank you. And as we look forward to our episode 9, just stay in touch and make sure that you follow us as usual. Thank you so much for supporting us throughout this technology segment of the Netcampus Technology Fireside Chat. Thank you.